皆さん、こんばんは。そして、GoGo Nihongo へようこそ。今日のテーマは Present Negative Plain Form Verbs です。Because you're going to need to know it when you go to this beautiful country and you're trying to decline things from your mates or ask them politely. So by the end of this video, you are going to know why we use negative plain form in Japanese, be able to identify group 1, group 2, and group 3 verbs, and from that be able to write group 1, group 2, and group 3 verbs in present negative plain form. So make sure you can do all of those things by the end. If not, you're going to need to review. So, なんでしょう? This is the negative form of casual verbs. They are in the present tense, used when speaking with your friends and family, and is essential to know when you are using advanced grammar because these are like the scaffolding. You need to have these really understood well before you can move on. So, group 1 verbs are verbs that have 2 or more hiragana in front of the masen, and the hiragana directly in front of the masen makes an I sound. For example, tachimasen, yomimasen, iimasen, hashirimasen. They all have an I sound in front of the masen. I'll show you what it looks like when you change them. So to change them, you keep the consonant and change the I sound to make an A sound and add nai. So yomimasen becomes yomanai. That M is kept. You change the yomi to a yoma nai. Hashirimasen becomes hashiranai. Tachimasen becomes tatanai. And lastly, imasen, be careful, becomes iwanai because there's no consonant. So ikimasen, let's have a look at how we do this. Remember, you keep the consonant, but you're changing the vowel from an I sound to an A sound. So you're going to be having I in kanji. You're going to change the ki to a ka. And then you're going to need to make sure that you add nai. And then you have this present plain form negative verb, ikanai. I'm not going. Group 2 verbs. There's a couple. Verbs that have 1 hiragana in front of the masen. For example, imasen, kimasen, and mimasen. Verbs that have 2 or more hiragana in front of the masen, and the hiragana directly in front of the masen makes an e sound. Not an I sound, an e sound. For example, tabemasen, kangaemasen, wasuremasen. And verbs that seem to be group 1 but are exceptions and they're actually group 2. So dekimasen, orimasen. And there's a couple more examples. Really, you just have to be careful and be mindful. How you do it, you take off the masen and add nai. Super, super easy. So, have a go. Tabemasen becomes tabenai. Imasen becomes inai. Kangaemasen becomes kangaenai. And dekimasen becomes dekinai. So let's look at okimasen, which looks like it could potentially be a group 1, but in fact it's a group 2, and it means not wake up. So how you do this, you don't make it okanai because that becomes a totally different verb. It's okinai. So you keep it oki, take off the masen and add nai. Very straightforward, and I'm sure we all will probably be saying this tomorrow morning. Okinai, okinai. Last one's irregular verbs. Just remember these because they're really strange. Shimasen becomes shinai, pretty straightforward. Arimasen becomes nai, that's weird. Kimasen becomes konai. And the last one, motte kimasen, motte konai, not bring. So we're going to look at kimasen because really, even if you don't remember the pronunciation, you can just bluff yourself through because the kanji doesn't change. So you can read this as ki and ko. So this is ko nai, but the kanji is the same. So you can cheat. Just when you're reading, obviously, or reading out loud, you need to know how to do it. So yatte mite kudasai. Write the following Japanese sentences into negative plain form. 私はドラマを見ません。バーガーを食べません。先生は 8時にお茶を飲みません。昼ご飯に豆を作りません。私は土曜日に餃子の歌を歌いません。犬はテニスをしません。午後日本語を忘れることができません。私は夜にラジオを聞きません。Pause now if you'd like. Have a go at doing that. Just remember to follow the steps. Identify if they're group 1, group 2, or group 3. And then follow the steps as before. If you need to go back and take notes again, that's okay. とにかくやってみてください。それが一番大事です。これは返事です。答えです。私はドラマを見ない。バーガーを食べない。先生は8時にコーヒーを飲まない。昼ご飯に豆を作らない。私は土曜日に餃子の歌を歌わない。Be careful with that one. 犬はテニスをしない。午後日本語を忘れることができない。Of course not. 私は夜にラジオを聞かない。How do you go? Try and do kanji and pause now if you want to make sure you get the right answers. We're going to do some bonus time. So asking questions in plain form. This is with your friends. So won't you watch a movie with me? In plain form, in negative tense, we're going to ask the following question. Or in must des would be 一緒に映画を見ませんか? 一緒に映画を見ない? Of course not. This guy's whack. He's watching a static TV. The answer would be 絶対見ない. Hell no, sir. Anyway, 見てくれてありがとうございました。で、また日本語を頑張ってください。ありがとうございました。